think your role is going to evolve, or how will it evolve, you think, with this new offense coming in?
Well, my role with this new offense coming in is, well, first and foremost, I'm going to do whatever the coaches ask me to do. I'm not going to be one of those players that's going to go into the office and demand that I get the ball more, or I'm going to just go with the flow. But he has a long track record. He had 2 tight ends at Florida Atlantic that led his team in receiving. So his offense is definitely geared to the tight ends being productive and being downfield threats and additions in the running game and the passing game. So I'm excited to play in Coach Briles' offense.
Do you know if you'll be split out wide more, maybe? Like, do you think maybe you'll be more like a tight end playing wide receiver? Or?
I would have to go through the spring to really see, but I definitely see myself being split out wide. I have that skill set, but I can also play H-back, attached to the line of scrimmage, lined up in the slot. That's what I pride myself on, being versatile.
Hey Cam, I'm Brendan. What kind of similarities or differences have you seen so far in studying Coach Briles' offense compared to what Coach Taggart was trying to put in last year?
From what I've seen so far, they're similar, but they're different at the same time. Coach Briles takes a lot of shots downfield. Coach Tagg took a lot of shots downfield. Coach Tagg's offense was very balanced, and Coach Briles' offense is very balanced. But even with that being said, I haven't been able to go through spring football yet to really play in Coach Briles' offense and really see what the ins and outs and the details are and just small little nuances. So I feel like I'll be able to answer these type of questions better after spring football. But from what I've seen so far, similar but not similar at the same time.
Ira, what's it been like having your brother here, coming out all this way, but having him with you?
That's a great question. A blessing, really, because growing up, we both knew that we wanted to play college football, but it wasn't really a big possibility that we end up at the same school. So the fact that it happened is kind of just crazy. That's something that I thank God for every day, because coming from California to Florida, it's a big culture shock. So having somebody that's been with you your whole life and really being your best friend your whole life move with you, it's a blessing. So couldn't really ask for more.
Can you take us back through when you found out this was possible?
Really, this is something that my father put together. He was just like, well, my brother went to the Air Force Academy and he didn't really like it, and so he was like, wow, I really want you guys to go to school together. So he started talking to Coach T and Coach Bell from last year, and they were able to make it happen, and it's something that I thank God for every day, and I'll continue to thank God for it.
I mean, I'm Tim. To kind of on that note, to come from California all the way here, I mean, a lot of schools in between. What made you want to come here? What attracted you to Florida State?
Well, I was committed to USC originally, and so when I was committed to USC, I kind of had to take a step back and really think, like, I want to take myself out of my comfort zone, because when you remove yourself from your comfort zone, that's when you experience the most growth. So Coach Raymond Woody hit me up. It was like, what do you think about Florida State? And as soon as I heard the words Florida State, I was sold, because growing up as a college football player, growing up as a college football fan, you're going to know who Florida State is automatically. So the brand really sold itself to me. I committed before I even saw the campus. And so far, it's been the best decision of my life. And I'm so blessed to be at Florida State.
Yeah, Mr. Deshaun again. What did you learn just from the past year spending time on special teams?
Spending time on special teams was really a great learning experience, because when I actually do get thrown into the fire and the coaches start using me as a role player in the offense or a key player in the offense, I won't feel like I've never been out there before. It won't feel completely foreign to me, because I was playing upwards of 15 to 20 snaps a game on special teams, just learning what it feels like to be out there and getting my feet wet. And it was really just a learning experience. I got to learn what it feels like to travel with the team and really just be a part of the team. I wouldn't trade my freshman season for any other freshman season. I had an outstanding time.
And when you're not lining up on offense during game time, how much more important does that make practice and camps?
Practice and camps is always the most important part of football, and developing into the player that you want to be, because you don't get better on Saturdays. Saturdays is the time that you use to display your talent. You get better throughout the week competing against the guys that are on the same team as you, wearing the same colors. So practice and film and things of that nature is always, first and foremost, the most important thing.
Hey Cam, it's Kurt. Coach Taggart kind of talked about he's seeing like a different mindset from the team since everybody came back in January after kind of Christmas break. Have you kind of seen that just in your workouts and things like that?
Actually, that's a great point because going through the chase, you get a feeling, you get that feeling of when something's coming together and things are becoming more cohesive and we're becoming more of a team unit. That's the feeling that I get from the chase because you go to sleep the night before dreading having to wake up, but then once you do it and you're out there and you're going hard with your teammates, it just feels great. It's the feeling that you chase. That's the feeling. That's the reason why you play football, to get better with your teammates and to become a better person and a better individual. Coach Tag is spot on when he says that the mindset is different. I guess you guys just have to wait to see, but a lot of growth and a lot of development from a lot of players from what I've seen.
Cam, Chris,
What up,
to
Chris?
build on that question, how much has the culture kind of evolved just in the short time you've been here?
That's Coach Tag's main selling point to us. He wants to shift the culture and shift it back to a winning culture and get it back to where we were when we were winning national championships and competing for ACC championships. Just developing a winning culture on and off the field so that when we are on the field, it's easy to just carry the winning habits that we have off the field onto the field to create more wins on the field. If that makes sense.
Have you seen that happening, though?
Oh, absolutely. Just starting out with the locker room, just the cleanliness of it and how guys pick up after themselves now, and just a lot of people, I feel like a lot of people felt like there needed to be drastic change, and I've seen a lot of drastic change in myself and my teammates.
Coach Taggart made a comment at the signing day party that he needs to do a better job this year than he did last year of holding guys accountable and making, not just players, coaches, everybody. Have you seen him kind of ramp things up?
And that actually makes me excited about Coach T, because one thing that I feel like he did well last year is hold guys accountable. So if he plans on taking that to the next level, then he's going to just see a lot of growth and improvement out of a lot of guys, because that's one thing that I feel like Coach Taggart does better than any coach I've ever played for, is hold guys accountable to what they said that they were going to do and team expectations. He really does hold guys accountable. So if he plans on holding guys even more accountable, then that just makes me even more excited.
Cam, Wayne, Nolan, you know his skill set probably better than anybody else here.
Right.
Just what does he do well just at the quarterback position?
Well, first and foremost, he's a playmaker. He's one of the most dynamic playmakers that I've ever played with in my entire career. When the ball is in his hands, he's liable to tuck it and run and go score from anywhere on the field. He could throw the ball to any position on the field. He could place the ball on the dot 15 yards down the middle of the field or 60 yards down the field towards the perimeter. I feel like he's a complete quarterback, but he doesn't have an issue with waiting his turn either, and he knows that it's James Blackman's time right now. I feel like he's got a lot to give No Nation.
When
Sean is here now, guys.
some of those videos came out last year on social media from scrimmages and stuff showing him, did you see those, and what was that like seeing people react to his play?
The play didn't really shock me because I've seen him make plays like I said, we've been on the same team so many times throughout our career, so he's been making plays like that his entire career. When I saw people react to the play, I was like, yeah. So now people are finally trying to give him some recognition and see what he can really do. I feel like he has to have an outstanding spring so he can make himself a little bit more solidified. But I feel like the video really helped him stamp his place in the Florida State football team right now.
Cam, for you guys that were part of Coach Taggart's first signing class here, do you feel like y'all collectively have an opportunity to be the ones to sort of lay the foundation for him and get this thing moving in the right direction?
Actually, the Tri-18 class talks about that all the time, about how we're like the building blocks for Coach T's program, and how we're his first recruiting class, so everything's going to start and stop with us. Now, the guys that came before us, they are just as influential as us, but the Tri-18 class really feels like, okay, we're going to be the guys to do it because we're Coach Taggart's first recruits, and we're the guys that he brought in here first to help shift the culture, and we take a lot of pride and a lot of responsibility in regards to that.
Okay. How much are you just looking forward to spring, getting out there, learning Coach Briles' system in the moment, and seeing what you guys can do coming
That's something
here?
that I think about all the time. Since the end of last season, I've been waiting for spring football to come around, and now that we're almost done with spring workouts and it's coming up here in a short amount of time, I'm just excited and I'm just ready to go I can't wait, really.
Are you at all disappointed that there's not continuity from one year to the next with the offensive system, that you're kind of, starting over again like you did 12 months ago?
Nah, that's not something that you can be upset with, because as a player, you're never going to be in control. Even if you're on the next level, you're never going to be in control about who you're going to be playing for the next season or who's going to be leading the team. You don't come to schools for coaches because coaches can change at any time. You come to a school for reasons outside of football, and then you just let the football fall into place. So, no, the lack of continuity isn't something that affects me, because I know you got to roll with the punches life gives you.
Is there a bond between the West Coast guys, the team member?
Absolutely. Me and Jaden Whoopi played on the same youth football team in 8th grade, so I've known Jaden for a long time, and Trey Sean being that he's from Seattle, we kind of just had kind of like the same West Coast demeanor, different but like similar at the same time, so we gravitated towards each other as well.
With, just going back to Nolan, if he were to have to come in and play, just how confident are you that he could lead this team?
Oh, 100% confident. I'm probably the most confident out of all No Nation, because maybe my parents, because we really know what he can do, and a lot of people don't. Being that he's a walk-on, a lot of people don't really know what he can do yet. I feel like our coaching staff doesn't really know what he can do yet, because he hasn't been thrown into the fire. They probably do somewhat because they've seen him play, but just like everybody else, he still has some developing to do. He's got to get a little bit heavier, probably a little bit faster, even though he's probably one of the fastest skill players on the field. I just feel like he's going to be very dynamic in this offense, and he's going to just put up big numbers, and everybody's going to love him by the time he leaves Florida State. It's going to be a great story.
Jaden, everybody here has been impressed by Jaden. That I've talked to has been impressed by Jaden's maturity. And as an 8th grader, did you already see signs of that? What was he like as a young guy?
Jaden has been like that since he was like in the 4th grade. I knew about him for a long time now, because just coming up in the same area and just playing against the same sports teams, he's always had like a big name behind him, and he's always been very well mannered, very polite, just a kid that carries himself very well. Even my parents talk about it to this day. They just love the way that Jaden would be carrying himself, but I feel like that's just a testament to the family that he comes from, because I know his family very well too, and they know my family. So just an outstanding individual.
His recruiting story was kind of crazy in terms of how he got here. Really came together really quickly. Did you see that as it was happening? Did you follow his recruitment at all and see that kind of Florida State sort of swooped in there at the end?
I wouldn't say I followed his recruitment, but I followed him on Twitter, and I've seen the way that things played out, and it was kind of, actually our stories were kind of similar to the way that they played out, just at the last minute, just at the end, Florida State came in, and it was like too good to turn down. So yeah, I saw it play out, and it was interesting to me how similar they were.
Were you in the fold already, or were you? I can't remember the recruiting cycle.
Actually, I feel like I committed after Jaden did, because I got offered after Jaden did. Because I think he committed
He was
right
in
after he
December.
got offered,
Yeah.
or something like that. This was his dream school.
Was it challenging for you guys? I mean, you talked about the Tribe 18 class trying to come in and help turn things around, but you're also a freshman. You know, is it hard to balance that, like trying to be leaders, but also being young guys?
It was hard to just to sit back and play your role last year as the team was struggling. But you also, as a young guy, you have to understand that you have to put your time in, and you have to go through the ropes before they could just throw you in the fire. I mean, obviously some guys did get an opportunity to play last year, and the Tribe 18 guys that did get an opportunity to play last year performed very well. Like Keyshawn Helton, when he was out there, he made plays. So it's give and take. Like, yeah, you want to be out there, but you also have to understand that you got to let the juniors and the seniors have their time and their moment to shine. So it was kind of on the fence.
You and Keyshawn came in together. Just, were you surprised that he had that, that kind of impact? Being how low recruited he was and all that.
I say I found out that Keyshawn could really go and really play football during fall camp, and after that, nothing surprised me, because I saw the way that he works. Takes notes during every meeting. That's why he never gets any missed assignments on the field. He's always in the right position. He works hard. on and off the field. He's a great person. He's not really arrogant. He carries himself very well. So at this point, nothing really surprises me from Keyshawn Helton. And I actually tell him all the time that push me because I'm going to push you and I want to see more out of you. That's why we really push each other. I think the whole Tri-18 class is like that.
Kim, you have a pretty positive attitude about seemingly everything, but was there anything about the last 12 months that were hard or difficult or challenging for you or collectively?
No, because I know where I came from. I'm just happy to be here, really, because I'm from California and I'm all the way up Florida State. This is not something that happens frequently, and California kids don't really come out here a lot. I know we kind of got 3 in 1 year, and that was it kind of seemed like it happens frequently, but nah. So as far as negative things, like, yeah, there were some negative things that happened throughout the last season, but I kind of just try to maintain a positive attitude because that's something that my parents instilled in me. So, nah, not really no negatives.
When we were out there practice, you ran routes with the receivers a lot too. I mean, do you feel like a receiver as much as you do?
I feel like that's just how Coach T sees me. That's what he recruited me for. He recruited me to catch passes down the field. If you ask me, the position that I want to play here and the position that I want to play at the next level is tight end, because I feel like I create matchups that are hard for defenses to adjust to. But Coach T sees me as a route runner who can play all over the field, which is why he started giving me more reps at outside receiver last year to help mold me and prepare me for this season. Just one of those guys that's a big body that can run across the middle of the field and catch that pass and hop up, take that hit, hop up, and be ready to play the next play rather than being shaken up because too light. Coach T was able to see that. That's why he's a great recruiter, great schemer, great game planner. He's just really good at what he does.
Who are some guys at the next level you watch?
He said the list goes on. My favorite tight end right now is Travis Kelce, but I also like the way, being that I'm a California guy, I love the way Gerald Everett plays football, number 81 for the Rams. George Kittle had an outstanding season. I like the way Kyle Rudolph plays. Jordan Reed, he's been quiet for the last couple of seasons, but I feel like he's going to have a big season pretty soon. Evan Ingram, the tight end from the Giants, he went to Ole Miss. Like I said, the list goes on and on and on.
You're all about tight ends.
Yeah, but I like to watch receivers too, though. Like, I like the way Mike Evans plays football. I like the way that Kelvin Benjamin played football. He was here, just a big body guy. I just see myself being able to play all over the field, so I just study pass catchers, really.
Something more than ever, the lines between those two positions are pretty blurry.
Right.
Do you feel like you kind of fit into that mold?
I'm just like a real tweener, because on this roster, I'm 15 pounds heavier than the heaviest wide receiver, and I'm about 10 pounds lighter than the heaviest tight end. So, like, where does my body fit in? Because I feel like my body is ready to play. So, just a real in-between guy that can go out there and come inside, because I'm very willing to block and throw my face in there. It's not something that just bothers me. So,
What's Coach Briles like, personally, like just interactions with him? What's his demeanor like?
he's very approachable, just an approachable coach, because those are the type of coaches that I gravitate to, guys that you can have a conversation with about any topic. Most of the time it'll be about football, but just in the short time that I've known him, he's just very approachable. He'll come up to me and start a conversation with me. Like I said, that's the type of coach that I gravitate to, just guys that are just approachable, want to have a conversation with you, and are genuinely concerned with everything that's going on in your life, with football, outside of football. Just concerned individual. He's just concerned about his players. That's why.
How about Coach Dugans?
Coach Dugans is the same way. Coach Dugans is a little bit more. I can tell he's going to be an intense coach. He's going to demand a lot out of you. But that's how my father was too. So I'm going to gravitate to Coach Dugans as well, because it's just the way that he's going to coach us, and the way he's going to show his love towards us by being hard on us and just expecting a lot out of us, and making sure that we expect a lot out of him. I'm excited to play for Coach Dugans. He's going to make me a great football player.